We've all heard of Dexter, the infamous TV character that has left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. A seemingly ordinary individual who led a seemingly ordinary life, yet harbored a dark secret. Dexter Morgan was a serial killer. Our story begins in Austin, Texas, where we meet the charming and charismatic Jason Derek Brown. These disturbing tendencies didn't raise any red flags at the time, nor did they prevent him from leading what seemed to be an average life. On the surface, Jason appeared to be your typical friendly neighborhood guy. He had a job, friends, and a circle of acquaintances who would vouch for his life. But beneath this veneer of normalcy lurked a sinister secret. This intervention revealed shocking details about Jason's behavior, including his disturbing habit of keeping detailed journals filled with violent imagery. She knew she had made the right decision, but it didn't make the journey any less difficult. It was at this point that the gravity of the situation became clear to Angela. His past, however, was not something he could escape, and soon the authorities caught up with him. Facing charges related to his disturbing behavior, he was sent to a mental health facility for evaluation. The story of the real-life Dexter was far from over. It was here that experts uncovered the disturbing truth about his mental state. He could no longer blend in, could no longer be the charming, likable guy from next door. In the harsh fluorescent light of his prison cell, Jason was stripped of all the facades he had so carefully constructed. She realized she had married someone whose darkness she had failed to recognize. This label became his new identity, a stark contrast to the life he had once lived. The news of Jason's arrest spread like wildfire, drawing the attention of media outlets across the country. How did she navigate the aftermath of their tumultuous relationship? He faced years of imprisonment, his freedom curtailed by the cold bars of a cell. But it wasn't just the loss of freedom that affected him. With the help of her loved ones, Angela began the long process of healing. She took small steps, focusing on her well-being and personal growth. It was a constant reminder of the importance of self-awareness and the need to trust one's instincts. Despite the scars left by her relationship with Jason, Angela emerged stronger and more resilient. She channeled her experiences into advocacy, raising awareness about toxic relationships and encouraging others to seek help when they found themselves in harmful situations. He supported her decision to go back to school, helping her balance her studies with her role as a mother. To her surprise, Brian didn't recoil in horror. Friends and family gathered, not just to witness the union of two people, but to celebrate Angela's triumph over adversity. It was as if the years of torment and fear had melted away, leaving only hope and happiness. Instead, he held her hand, listening intently, assuring her that she was safe now. As Angela walked down the aisle, she felt a sense of completeness. She had found love again, proving that even after the darkest of nights, the sun will rise again. Her new life with Brian was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for anyone who had suffered through a toxic relationship. He was patient, understanding, and always ready with a helping hand. While Jason Brown may not be walking among us, his story serves as a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. We must remain vigilant, always striving to look beyond appearances and recognizing that sometimes the monsters we fear the most are the ones hiding in plain sight. One significant step was changing her phone number, severing ties with the past and creating a barrier between her old life and her new one. Therapy sessions provided her with the tools to confront her fears and work through the trauma. She started journaling, pouring out her thoughts and feelings onto paper. This became her outlet, her way of giving voice to the emotions that had been bottled up for so long. Privacy, once a luxury he took for granted, became an impossibility. Every move he made, every word he uttered, every decision he made was under the watchful eye of the media. So it was that Jason's life became a series of four walls and a roof. In the aftermath of the tumultuous relationship, Angela's life took an unexpected turn. She found love again, this time with a man named Brian. The outside world, with all its complexities and freedoms, became a distant memory. Unlike Jason, Brian was everything Jason was not. He was kind, patient, and supportive. He understood the trauma Angela had endured and never pressured her to move faster than she was comfortable with. Their relationship was a slow burn, a steady flame that grew brighter with each passing day. It was also the realization that he could no longer live a life of secrecy. Was Jason a danger to society? The answer, a resounding yes. The authorities knew that releasing him back into the general population could have catastrophic consequences. They had seen firsthand the darkness that resided in him. He was a blood spatter analyst for the Miami Metro Police Department during the day, but by night he was a merciless predator stalking his next victim. They stood by her side, offering not just emotional support, but also practical help. Friends helped her move to a new place, away from memories of the toxic marriage. Family members lent a listening ear, ensuring she never felt alone in her ordeal. What makes the story even more chilling is that he wasn't entirely fictional. Join me as we delve into the horrifying tale of the real-life Dexter, a tale that will leave you questioning the very nature of humanity itself. It was as if he were living a double life, leading to separate existences that never intersected. He was a full-blown psychopath who had acted on his darkest impulses. The revelations from the investigation shook the community to its core. People who had known Jason, even casually, struggled to reconcile the image they had of him with his monstrous actions. During the day he was a regular guy holding down a job and mixing with people in his community. But once the sun went down, he became engrossed in his disturbing hobbies, which included watching violent videos and indulging in other macabre activities. Jason had a dark obsession with violence. He drew pictures of blood-soaked scenes and even kept a journal detailing his fantasies, which included dismembering bodies and having sex with corpses. In 2001, Jason met his future wife Angela, and soon after they tied the knot. They even had a son, solidifying the illusion of a happy and stable family life. However, cracks began to show in this seemingly perfect facade. As their relationship progressed, Angela noticed concerning behaviors in Jason, including an unhealthy interest in true crime shows and a proclivity for researching missing persons cases. Despite these warning signs, Angela chose to move forward with the relationship and eventually married Jason. But the problems didn't end there. Jason's strange behavior continued even after the marriage. The turning point in their relationship came when Jason's mother, believing her son needed help, brought him home for an intervention. Determined to protect herself, she took action. Angela ended her marriage with Jason and began the arduous process of rebuilding her life without him. Meanwhile, Jason's life took a downward spiral. He moved from city to city, each stop marked by strange occurrences and unsettling incidents that hinted at the turmoil within him. In 2007, Jason found himself in the custody of the police. As the investigation deepened, it became clear that Jason's actions were not those of a man merely fascinated by violence or macabre themes. His arrest sent shockwaves through his hometown, where neighbors and former colleagues grappled with the realization that they had been so close to a monster. After his detainment, Jason's life changed dramatically. The walls of his prison cell became the confines of his new reality. His reputation as a mild-mannered individual was shattered, replaced by the grim reality of his diagnosis, psychopath. He became a person of national interest, his face plastered across newspapers, and his story dissected on television. Yet amidst all this chaos, there was one question on everyone's lips. Therefore, instead of granting him parole, they decided to keep him behind bars, believing that it was the only way to protect society from a man who had shown such terrifying proclivities for violence. The prison walls that once confined him became the very essence of his existence. But what happened to Angela after she discovered the truth about Jason? In the wake of her separation from Jason, Angela found solace in the support of her family and friends. Their support was crucial in helping her overcome the trauma of her previous relationship. Slowly but surely, Angela began to rebuild her life. As time passed, the pain of the past lessened, but the experience left an indelible mark on her. Her story became a beacon of hope, showing that it was possible to rise above the ashes of a toxic marriage and build a better future. Brian was a breath of fresh air in Angela's life. One of the first things Brian did was to encourage Angela to pursue her dreams. As their relationship deepened, Angela began to heal. She opened up to Brian about her past, sharing the darkest chapters that she had kept hidden for so long. When Angela and Brian decided to tie the knot, it was a joyous occasion, a celebration of new beginnings. The wedding was a beautiful ceremony, filled with laughter, tears, and the promise of forever. And so the tale of the real-life Dexter came to an end. Or did it?